Welcome, my student, wherever you are. My name is Teacher David. Welcome to Online Solution TV. Today I want to take you through Biology Paper 3. We want to look at the questions which has been set since 2011 to 2024. So we will be able to analyze, and you will be able to be sure of what you are going to expect this year, what we are going to expect. So step by step, follow, and then 1 minute, not 1 minute actually, I want to take a second to show you something. So please remember to share, comment, and like. There is something that is like this. Either you do like this or you do like this. Either of them. There is a reason why we ask you to comment, to like, and to subscribe. It is not because it is going to do anything that it is monetary. No. The reason why we ask you to subscribe or to like actually is this. That's what I want to show you so that you are aware. So for you, when you subscribe, what you do is that, or when you share, and I want you to read here. Algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, the way it works, this is how it works. It tracks the video watched, how long, the likes, dislikes, comments, and shares. So when you share, you are telling the YouTube to recommend my video. So if you find that the work we are doing is good, please share our videos and like them. That one will help us to move forward. So don't think that there's anything that comes from there. It is for recommendations. 2011. So first, I want to let you know that the shift in setting for biology, in fact, shifted. The trend, the way the setting was used to be done, changed actually from 2010. I want to show you this paper, and you will agree with me that this paper is not practical. It is a theory. This paper is not practical, but a theory. So biology paper 3 actually is a theory. At the end of the day, I'm going to share you the topics where you expect I'm going to share with you the topics I have done a lot of analysis here, as you can see. So we don't just make a video, we do a lot of analysis. So I'm going to share with you the topics, everything that you need to know as you prepare. I want you to score 35 out of 40 so that you get to achieve your dreams. Yeah, that's my aim. I want you to achieve your dreams. Now let's look at this paper. And then finally, you will realize that for biology, you need to read theory. You need to read notes and understand. That is all. So let's look at 2011. So 2011 question 1, you can see we have a fish here. Where do we study the fish? It is from 2 gaseous exchange. So number 1, it was gaseous exchange. You can see they want you to name these parts and then rename the parts. So what is this? This is a theory. And then using the information, calculate the actual length. That is form 1 theory. Then let's come to here, name the fins. You see, no naming the fins. There's nothing practical there. It is a theory. You can see, this is a theory. You remember this thing? How do you call it? It has rakers. You know this gill, isn't it? It's a gill. So you can see. So practical biology is not actually practical, but it is a theory. Look at this leaf here. So you can be asked the definition, you can be asked the leaf networking. You see these things? Yes. So I want to take you through all of the papers, similar like this. So you can see that biology, it is actually the theory. You can see the photo. And then what is the question? Name the parts labeled U, V, and W. Is that practical? It is not. It is actually theory. So if you want to pass and do well in practical, please read your notes and I will give you the topics that you will concentrate on. Then identify differences of cross section, so that you can see this is 2011. So 2011, number 1 was gaseous exchange, number 2 was classification, and number 3 and number 3. So let's look at 2012. 2012, question 1, we have reception, response, coordination, all of that. You remember types of germination? Yes, types of germination that's where you run them. Types of germination, it is where you response coordination in plants. Types of response, phototropsin, those things. Types of germination, apical germination. Remember those? This is now theory. You can see. So this is question 1. Question 1, 2012 was from Form 4, reception, response, and coordination of plants and animals. Question 2 is here. You are provided with a specimen. The specimen was from classification of organisms, classification 2. And then number 3, the question, you can see number 3. Number is number 3. Number 3 here. The question was from nutrition, that is the food test. So the food test, 2012 was there. 2013, we have the first photograph there. You can see what is that? Rib cage. Ribs, that is the rib cage. And then the questions, name the bone covered by the patty. Explain the role. It is a theory. Then part B was from bones, that is Form 4. So Form 4, Form 4, bones, you can see here. You can see the bone. And they're asking, name and state one function of the part labeled T. There's nothing practical there. They are going to give you this. You are not even given the specimen itself, but it is drawn for you to name the parts. So that's the theory. That is theory. You can see again this one. What are you supposed to do? To determine the width, the butterfly, calculate the magnification of the image, or those. Number 2, 2013 was food test. That is nutrition in animals and plants, Form 1. Then Form number 3 was the dichotomy, that is classification 2, dichotomy 2013. So the learners were supposed to use these leaves, types of leaves, to come up with a dichotomy. So they were supposed to make to construct the dichotomy. So you must know how to construct the dichotomy. You will realize that even this year, the dichotomy must be there, because even last year we are going to see whether it was here last year, and then you will make a decision. 2014. 2014, we start number 1, respiration. This is respiration, and specifically it was anaerobic. Remember respiration, you are being taught about aerobic and anaerobic types of respiration. So this one was testing respiration. Do you know what happens in respiration? What observation do you expect here? Remember, carbon dioxide is produced. What will carbon dioxide do with lime water? It will change it to a white precipitate. I don't know. Yeah, it will turn white. So those are the things you read here. Explain the observation made in the lime water. You see that? That was respiration. 2014, question 1. Question 2 was classification. Question 2 is classification. You are provided with a specimen labeled E and F. Name the subdivision of the specimen. So that is classification of organisms. Very correct. Very good. Let's look at number 3. So why am I doing this? I want you to, as we finish, you will realize that we have specific topics that you must read carefully for you to perform well in paper 3, biology. So I'm not wasting time. I'm taking you to so that you can see, because I'm mentioning each paper, each here, number 1, number 2, number 3, you will receive the topics which are necessary. That's what I'm doing, right? So if you are in a hurry, you better go. If you are in a hurry, I'm not in a hurry. That is that's for number 3, 2014. Now you can see what is that? Bones. That is support and movement, form 4. Support and movement. So what were the students supposed to do with the pictures? Which of the 2 A and B skeletons represent forelimb? See that? And then name the bones labeled J, K, and M. Naming. So how can you name? It is you must have the content in form 4, bones, right? That's why I'm telling you biology is actually theory. There's nothing at all. Except for the test, the rest is theory. 2014, the last one, that is bones, we are done. Let's look at 2015. 2015, question 1, you can see classification. Is there here we have not mentioned the classification? Okay, we will find out that towards the end. So that is classification, fish, eagle, earthworm. So that is the dichotomous key. Number 1 was the dichotomous key. This one was already constructed, and now you are going to put the steps. That was very simple, 4 steps. Let's look at number 2, that's classification. Number 2 is bones, 2015, that is bones. You can see a very nice bone drawn there. These are mammalian vertebrae. You can see them. Look at them. Look at the question. Identify the types of vertebrae labeled. Label 5 parts of the vertebrae labeled H. Name the articulate facets labeled K and L. You see, that is not practical, it is a theory. So, very nice. Now you know. Question 3 was the food test. It was food test. You were supposed to follow instructions and then write the observation and the conclusion. 2016, let me take you 2016. 2016, you are provided with specimen G. So what were you supposed to do with specimen G? It was a leaf. So your extensive network of veins, it was a leaf that the learners were provided with. So you can see what they are supposed to do to classify. And then before I forget, let's thank God that I've seen this. Do not get into a practical biology exam without knowing these 4 things here. 1, during dissection or during preparation of a section, why is it important for the section to be put inside water? You should know the reason. Why do we use a sharp scalpel, or the razor should be sharp? Why? Why is iodine added, or why is iodine added? You should know the reason. Why do we cut that section very thin? Why should it be thin? Remember, you are putting it on a slide and then you are supposed to look at it under a microscope, a light microscope. Why do we cut it very thin? So those are the things you need to understand before you go to a practical. Number 2, 2016, we have ecology. That is actually ecology. You can see big fighter snake there swallowing it is a lizard, I think, swallowing a lizard. So that is ecology. Identify. So you see, say from 2010, we have seen ecology coming for the first time. in the 5 years, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, mpaka 16. That's the time we have seen ecology coming in. Next one, that is ecology. Number 3 was gaseous exchange. You can see this is a fish. They have even mentioned gaseous exchange structures in a certain organisms, but it looks like a fish, as you can see. Yeah, these are the gills. Identify 2 dissection tools being used. What are the dissection tools that are being used here? You know them. Name the classes and the animal in use. The class. You can see now. Name the part of organism labeled H. That is a theory. There's nothing practical there. It is a theory. How does the part adapted to efficient gaseous exchange, adaptation to gaseous exchange? That is a theory. So that is 2016. Let's look at 2017. 2017, we start from number 1. So 2017, the learners were provided with I think it was Soma Wiki. 2017, it was a banana. It was a banana peel. So they were supposed to cut the banana peel, the raw banana peel, and then we'll use these measurements and then put it into a solution. There were 2 solutions. One was hypertonic, another was hypotonic. So you remember cell physiology, hypotonic 2 solutions. So they were supposed to, after making observations in 10 minutes, they were supposed to make the observation and write what they have seen. So that one, which topic is that? That is the cell membrane, cell physiology, hypertonic. So that was the topic where number 1 came from. 2017, number 2. Number 2 was the food test. That is nutrition in animals. Food test. Number 3, 2017 was from ecology, form 3. So 2016 and 2017, we have seen ecology coming in. 2017, we have cell physiology, the cell membrane combined. 2018, this is a 28 for ecology, and that is the end. 2017, 2018. Number 1, 2018, you can see these are the bones, that is support and movement, form 4. You can see the scapula here. You can see this ulna and radius, I can see that. So the question is, with reasons identify these bones, why do you say that this is scapula? Why do you say that this one is the bone you want to say? So you give the bone you identify and you give the reason. Is that practical? That is a theory. That is theory. Question 2, actually number 1 was purely bones. Question 2 was transport in animals, where we had the blood, types of blood, red blood cells, white blood cells. Very good. That is now transport in animals, form 2 work. So name the blood elements JKL. I am telling you again, that is not practical. It is actually theory. So you need to know, so you know the shapes of the blood, the platelets, the red blood cells, the white cells. You know how it looks like. So you are supposed to look at it and give the answer. What will help you? The theory you have learned. Question 3, 2018. Question D, 2018 was actually, you're provided with these ones. Length, examine the features of the specimen. What part of the plant is specimen H? Give 2 reasons for your answer. Internal structure of that. So which topic is that? Would it be ecology or reproduction? I think it is seed dispersal. Where do we run the seed dispersal? That is reproduction. Reproduction. 2019 now we have these organisms here. You can see you're supposed to identify these organisms on this paper and then answer your question. So you can see that is ecology 2019. Ecology, where we have this ecology, the xerophytes, the mesophytes, the hydrophytes. So you can see there is one plant here. You can see this plant is the one that grows in dry areas. You can see that. Yeah, so that's what they were testing here. That is ecology. Number 2, 2019, it was the dichotomous key. The dichotomous key 2019, and the number 3, 2019 was actually nutrition in animals. Let's look what the question was asking. Yeah, it was about nutrition in animals, types of teeth. Types of teeth you can see here. With a reason in each, name the type of tooth. So that's Form 1, nutrition in animals. That's number 3, 2019. 2020, hawa ni wale wa COVID-19 walifanya exam, ilikuwa 2021 March. So 2020, number 1 was the food test. It was very fine, food test. They were not even supposed to write the procedure. Actually, the procedure was written for them, so it was enjoyable, that one. Number 2 was classification, and number 3 was classification. Let's look at number 2, that is classification. You can see these organisms were supposed to be classified with reasons to their divisions, to their kingdom, to their, like that, with the phylum they belong. Then number 3 also was classification 2. And what was it talking about? You are provided with statement P on a tile. Name the class to which the specimen belongs. Give the reasons for your answer above. So that is classification also. Combined with the ecology, the habitat, adaptation to its habitation. Now 2021 March 2021, they did their exam in March 2022. So 2021 paper 3, question 1 was the dichotomous key. 2021 question 1. This is the time we gave leaves. Actually, we plucked leaves and gave the learners. So they were supposed to use the leaf form, leaf venation, leaf color to construct a dichotomous key. So number 1 was the dichotomous key, a very good paper. Number 2 was the food test. Here the learners were supposed to write the procedure, the food test, whether it is proteins or non-sugar, whatever, sugars. They write the procedure and then write observation and then the conclusion. Very correct, 12 marks from 1 work. Number 3, 2021 was classification in plants specifically. You provided with specimen this under different conditions. State 2 observable differences between the 2 specimens. So the learners were given a specimen, leaves, types of plants, and they were supposed to differentiate them. 2021, 2022. 2022, it is not visible, but I'm going to read for you. Actually, 2022 number 1 was classification, that the cell, transport in plants. Actually, it was the vascular bundles. Where do you run the vascular bundles? The xylem and the phloem. So the learners were supposed to use, it was schema week, I guess. So after they cut it, and then they draw the structures of the xylem, the vascular bundles actually. Number two was nutrition in plants. What was the question saying? Yeah, that was nutrition in plants. And then number 3 was ecology, the food web and the food chain. 2022 number 3, it was the food chain and the food web. Food chain and food web, that's ecology. 2023, so 2022, this is what the learners were supposed to draw. They were supposed to draw this, as you can see them, the xylem and the phloem, the vascular bundle. So those are the things we are supposed to do and draw and conclude. Yes. Let's look at 2023 now. This is 2023. 2023 question 1 was the repetition of the other year, the vascular bundles. They were given schema wiki. They were supposed to cut according to the instructions. After cutting it, and then put them in a certain solution that they were provided with. And after some time, they were supposed to draw the structures on how the solution that which was hypertonic, and another one hypotonic. What happened to the schema wiki. And then number 2 was the dichotomous scheme, that is 2023. The dichotomous scheme, the learners were supposed to construct using the specimen provided. Number 3 was the food test. Food test. 2024 finally. 2024. Again, 2024 we see the vascular bundle coming. So it means it was not performed well in this. You see 2022, 23, 24, we have had a question for vascular bundle, that is the phloem and the xylem. So 43 consecutive years. (2024) is this 2024? Yes. So 2024. Let me use the marking scheme because this one is confused. Question 1. So the learners were provided with a leaf, which was actually schema week. They were supposed also to do and then draw this vascular bundle. You can see that was question 1, 2024, last year. Then question 2, they were provided with a specimen, and the specimen was a cockroach. So that was classification. So number 2 was classification. The cockroach, that's what they were provided with as the specimen E. As question 3 was classification also. They were given a mold, a bread with a mold. So they were supposed to remove the mold and then prepare it under the microscope. And after they observe, they were supposed to draw the fungi. They were supposed to draw the fungi, the race, and then the name. So they were supposed to draw what you can see in the marking scheme. And after that, they were supposed to answer the questions, the kingdom to which the fungi belongs or the organism belong. and other questions. So you can see very clearly that this thing is actually theory. Paper 3, biology is theory. Therefore, I encourage you, remember to share and remember to like. After you, liking does not give me money. Liking does not, it only what it does is, okay, when you like, that does not cost you anything. In short, you should be aware of that. Hakuna kitu inakugharimu. Unapo like, unamaanisha kwamba the work you have seen is good. Hata kama hukupenda, una dislike. That's what we are saying. Ukipenda zaidi, you share to WhatsApp, to what. So what that does, it tells the YouTube algorithms that the work done is good, so it is going to be shared to other people, right? So now, as you can see, there are specific topics that you must read more than the others. So if you want to do well in practical paper 3, it is not a practical actually, unless it is a food test or you have been given a specimen like a cabbage kuma wiki you are cutting, that's where the practical is. But in most cases, it is not a practical, it is a theory. So for you to do well there, please read very well transport in plants and animals, Form 1 work, Form 2 work. Gaseous exchange, Form 2 work. You master the gill, all of those things. Transport in Form 2, you must read very well. Nutrition in plants, Form 1, Form 1. Nutrition in plants and animals, Form 1. In this topic, that's where we have the food test. That's where we have the enzymes studied. So, therefore, do read there for you to perform well in practical paper 3. Cell physiology, osmosis, active transport, osmosis, active transport, diffusion. So these processes where we have hypertonic, hemolysis, those things, you need to understand them because that's what they give you a solution they are testing. Cell turgidity, that's what they say, cell turgidity. They can give you hemolysis. Hemolysis was in animal cell, I guess. Then cell specialization. The cell, you should know also the cell itself. That is the use of microscope. You should be able to know that. Next is respiration. That is Form 2 work. This is where you study about aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Very important in practical. You should have that knowledge. Then ecology, Form 3, the food webs, the habitat. You must master that content. Classification. Now, classification ni mama yao. Classification is the most, because like this year we expected dichotomous key. Dichotomous key is under classification too. Therefore, read the classification very well. In fact, it is just some out of 2012, 2011 to 2024, classification missed around twice, only twice. And it did not miss completely. Classification cannot miss completely. No. Therefore, classification, the dichotomous key this year, we expect that. Very sure. You must be sure. Therefore, read classification. You can be given a specimen. You need to tell us the specimen with the habitats, the number of legs, the class, the division. That is classification. Reproduction may be the agents of seed dispersal. There you can read. So reproduction Form 3, you can as well read. Okay, classification, that's where we have the fungi, the mold, the fungi, the mold, like the one which was last year. It is classification where they were given the mold in the bread. Reception, response, and coordination in plants and animals. That one, you must read that content when you go for practical. Yes, you can be given the types of responses, the tropisms, the phototropism, those things. That's what they will give you a diagram they have drawn, and then the seed is going out towards the right. And they will ask you which type of photo, whatever is this response is this. Read theory, master the theory, practical you will enjoy. This is in the reception response. This is where we learn about types of seed germination, epigeal germination, and the others. Then finally, don't forget support and movement in plants and animals. This year, there must be a question for the bones, from the bones. I have a strong feeling that you must read bones very well for you to get. Then don't remember the food test. Food test is nutrition in the plants and animals form 1. Don't forget that. Hiyo kazi nimefanya si mzuri? Mbona usilike? Mbona usishare? Thank you very much.